A train wrecked to spin fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree, show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures flow.
Good morning, guys. Mega GMs. Welcome to the Swarm Report. Dan, we got a really cool show for you today. Normally, we have guests on that getting ready to launch on virtuals, right? Genesis drop-in coming. Or we're catching up with projects that maybe launched at the very beginning of Genesis, right before maybe even a lot of people that are tuned in now, were here, knew it was a thing. It's not often we talk to a project that has just launched, has just gone through it all. And then we get that quick touch point. We get to check in and see how it's going so close to that Genesis launch. So today's gonna be really, really fun. Catching up with the Skynet team here. Dude, welcome. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Hudah, for this. This is awesome. Have been watching this, got to know a lot about new projects coming up very frequently over here. So, hi everyone. I'm Saurabh from Skynet. I'm the core contributor, and yeah, we have been building Skynet. Not the scary one, but the one which helps you create agents easier. So, yeah, that's about me. Before this, I have been into Web3 space for quite some time now. We have been working primarily in AI and gaming. So, that is the background which I bring. And here also, we are a very product first team. So, we went live with the product live. And yeah, we are building and we have a lot of things coming up. So, that's about it.
Dude, really cool. When you I don't know. I imagine you have a marketing brain, right? Or I don't know if you have a marketing team, and if you're like dev, and founder, but like, what kind of thought goes into the name Skynet ahead of time? Because right, it's got this stigma. Like we know Skynet is one thing, but it's also kind of cool.
Right. So, got it. I think when we started back last year around December, and we were exploring different kinds of name, we got to know like Skynet. Then we gave it a lot of thought that what Skynet really represents. So there are two things. The one which is very famous in pop culture, that Skynet got conscience and it became dangerous. And the second is a Skynet you know uh, shows the time where machines get to a point where they are able to think, they are able to make decisions autonomously. So we are like, we want people to build agents like Skynet, where they will have the ability to do things on their own, but it will be controlled by whoever is the creator. So that was the whole idea, and it also helps us to people to keep remember that okay, there is something like Skynet, because it's like counterintuitive, and when they read about it, they finally understand it. So that was the whole story behind the thing, that
It's
we
the
want people
perfect
to
name.
understand that yeah, you can have Skynet under your control with us.
Yeah, dude, it's so interesting and like really, I'm sure ambitions are like they're lofty, right? I mean, as big as this could be, you could kind of rethink, what people think of that name, which is a really cool opportunity here, man. So then let's get into Skynet and what it is. And in the chat, I'm curious, Skynet, was it on your radar? I know we probably touched on it, back at when it launched a couple weeks back, but I don't remember, man. I don't remember if you like made a big old push, like getting on shows. And you're right. I remember reading about it. I remember seeing it on Genesis. I might have committed some points even. But this is gonna be a lot of people's first time probably learning about Skynet, more than just seeing it on the launch and maybe getting in, but diving into the platform, this might be a first. So this should be a lot of fun. Yeah, what is Skynet?
Perfect. So, Skynet is a platform which anyone can use to build agents. And I will tell you that, what was our thesis with this, and what made us to come to virtuals, and what is the plans ahead of this. and what is the reason behind that, not so noisy launches. So we always believe that good things take time, and building a product is hard. It requires time and it requires effort. So before we had finalized our launch date, we were like solely focused on product, bringing in a lot of different integrations and doing all those things. Now, while coming to launch, I think we wanted to do this organic, to be honest, most of the time, because we felt that we are, bringing in such a value that people will understand. And we went to our tier three. Very thankful to all the versions out there, to whoever committed points. So that was the intention, that we wanted to build a product so good that it catches the eyes instead of, just our white papers or manifestos. Now, coming back to what it is. So, how we see this, everyone has got ideas. Everyone has got problems which AI can solve that. If you see ChatGPT, everyone uses, but does ChatGPT fit into your day-to-day life? Maybe not. The reason, because ChatGPT doesn't do anything. It just gives you an answer. Now, if you think more of a what kind of AI agent if you use today, like what are all the AI agents you use today? You go, you ask 10 different people, 100 different people, and for most of them, the answer would be, I don't use any AI agent. Reason being, AI agents need to solve specific problems. When they can solve specific problems, when they are very tightly knit into the tools you use. Now, the problem with this is, we as a Web3 as a whole, very nascent ecosystem where there is a lack of tooling. Now, in the industry where there is a lack of tooling, the second lever, which connects their tooling to AI, is difficult. So we realize this problem, that AI agents won't be mainstream unless and until there is an easier way to build. Because if you want to experiment something, and that experiment alone costs you tens of thousands of dollars and takes 1 or 2 months, then it's over. Majority of the people out there can't even experiment. They have got the ideas, they know what they want to do, they understand the pain points, but they can't bring their ideas to reality. So we feel that there is a need of such tooling where anyone can build agents. So that's where Skynet comes in. We are a no code AI agent builder. If we put in one line, think of us as Lego for building AI agents. You get all the tools pre-integrated, and you just need to put your credentials in. Once your credentials are in, you will be able to build AI agents. Now, on top of this, what we have done is we have integrated ACP as well. So if you want to build ACP agents, you come to Skynet, whatever logic you want to have, you build that either with Skynet, or let's say you are a trader who have been, doing, I think very similar to what we were discussing yesterday. You have some alphas, or, you have a very good strategy which you have developed. Now you want to monetize that. So you come to Skynet, you bring your maybe if you have algorithm, you bring your algorithm. If you have an external tool, you bring that, and then you connect that to ACP without writing a single line of code. So suddenly, whoever, maybe Web2 teams, Web3 team, specialized teams who have been solving, sorry, who have been solving any particular problem for a very long amount of time, they can come and they can connect their agents to ACP in few minutes. So that is what we are building. We envision that, down the line, the next 6 months, everyone, 6 to 8 months, 12 months, everyone will be needing agents, and we will be the platform where, those agents will be built and utilized.
Dude, so many cool points there. Starting with like one of the first things you were saying, like with the initial marketing, that you just prefer like the organic way, and that, dude, that resonates with me so much, because it's how we build on this side, and it's how we had a Bionic DAO yesterday, and very similar thing, right? They've already been building this for a while, so respect the hell out of that. And actually, quick question: how long had you been building out the platform prior to the launch?
I mean, publicly we announced this in Jan of this year.
Wow.
So if you go back to Jan, when we announced the first vision, and I will elaborate, I would like to elaborate a little on that, because Jan, we were building the generic framework. And if you remember Jan, that was the, you know, frenzy times for AI agents. Everything was just booming, and, I don't know, there were so many frameworks at that period of time, and we were also among one of them. And our thesis was, Web3 industry is different. The tooling here works different. So for developers, there is a need of different tooling. So we were building up around that time, and we were being covered by everyone. A lot of big folks were covering us. But obviously, building this takes time. So finally, we launched when, we got beta users, when we started seeing that, a lot of BD folks are using agents made by Skynet for their personal use. Then we integrated ACP. We realized that, okay, now personal and services can also build on top of that. Then we felt it's the right time, let's go to market, let's get more builders in, and let's community be the part of that, so that they can be a part of our next leg of growth. So yeah, I mean, it's the project ideation started last year, but we are in active build since Jan of this year.
Yeah, it's so cool because again, the product speaks for itself, and the great products will find their product market fit. They will if they make sense, and if they're
Yeah,
if they
obviously.
work, they're going to find those people. And this is one of those ideas to me that works. Like, we talked yesterday, and it was a great chat, and I got to see the platform, and I think it's awesome. Look, I'm not a dev. I'm technical enough, and I understand things, right? I can read a white paper, and the stuff makes sense, but I can't go build. I could probably go vibe code something, right? But like last year when this stuff started picking up, November, December, I'm trying to think exactly when I did this, but I launched an agent. I did it over on like Solana on that waifu launchpad. And man, they don't do anything really. There's not a lot you can do with it.
Yeah.
There's no, skills you can give it. I think if there was any, skills or training I could give it, it would take some like technical expertise. I don't have it. And I don't have the time at this point to learn that. I don't. So then when I see a platform that lets you launch an agent where you don't need to learn how to code, and then when I saw it yesterday and saw how it is you assemble an agent, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, it's the exact thing I was hoping, existed a year ago. And maybe it's too early, and maybe right now is the right time, but it just made sense. Like, how many people are watching now that probably same thing? You got the idea and you wish you could do it, and we're close to it, but you just don't know how to build the thing out. And all of a sudden now you can do it because we have the thing. So it's really cool, and I see the need, man. Could we dive into the platform? Can we go and show how, like, kind of similar to what we did yesterday? Can we show people how an agent's assembled?
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So let me, start sharing my screen, and let's dive into it. And you are very true, because I believe that last November or December, the whole market went frenzy when the industry as a whole was not ready to consume this influx of people who wanted to build agents. And they all fell into the loop of, suddenly you don't have any tools.
Right.
But this information reached to the masses after what, 2-3 months, and then everything crashed down, and a lot of things which were promised during that time don't even exist now. So our whole thesis is, hype is temporary, but value is permanent. So if, let's say, down the line 3 months, we are able to bring in very good agent builders, very good teams onto our platform launching agents, a lot of people start building and using agents, the value will be occurred, right? So we as a team, our goal is to focus on value, and once that happens, like, everyone wins. So without further ado, let's dive into Skynet, and I will share my screen.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And guys, like he said, like, dude, anybody could have gone and just launched it last year and taken advantage of the hype. And when somebody doesn't, to
Very
me,
true.
it speaks
Very true.
about the kind of the caliber of the person and the team. It does. All right, let me get this on the stage.
Yeah, because last year it had been a very easy task for us, because we were getting PR and everything. But we decided that, money is one thing, but you can't really sustain that hype, right? Because if you are unable to sustain hype, then it's a death. But we know that if you continue pushing things out when you are ready with your plans, market eventually understands, right? Because the market evaluates the bit, hype is temporary. So yeah, Let's uh, get started. I think my screen should be visible. And
Yep.
this is app.skynetxbt.ai. We have given access to everyone who placed points to play around. We are still in beta and we are planning our public launch very, very soon. So this is Skynet. To anyone who is seeing this for the first time, there are two ways of building agents on Skynet. I will show you the first easy one, and then I will be showing how to build an agent as well. And then I will be showing the hardware asset. So you go to a Skynet marketplace and you see these all are templates. So what are these templates is these templates give you pre-built flow of how you can build an agent. For example, we have a template for trading agent powered by VAC. What this does is if you click on duplicate, you get this pre-built drag and drop interface where all the nodes are pre-configured, pre-connected to all the tools it needs to build. The only thing which you need to do as a builder of Skynet is number one, understand your needs. What this agent is for. Does this suit your need? If yes, perfect. You duplicated it. Now you are like 90% done. The second thing is finding the credentials for all these nodes. So for this particular agent, what this agent does is it lives in your like trading environment, as in Telegram, where you keep receiving alphas. Now it takes any contract address, then it sends that contract address to VAC AI. Now, VAC AI can either say the token is good or the token is bad based on its comprehensive verification. When the verification is done, and if the token is good, the token is traded, as in, you buy that token automatically, and the agent works 24 by 7. So whenever you receive a DM in your group, let's say, or, direct to your bot, the bot analyzes the token, reads about this, goes and makes a trade on that. Only if VAC AI says it's legit. If this is not legit, then it sends you a message saying that, because of this points, the token was not legit, so trade was not made. Now, the best part is you can expand this agent using any of the tools over here. So let's say you want to know more details about that agent, you can use Loki. We were also exploring Slam yesterday, and we will be having that node very, very soon. We have our own custom MCP client, so you can add any of 8,000 plus MCP servers quite easily. We have Farcaster, we have Dex Paprika. I mean, you get all tools which you can imagine over here. The idea is, if you want to, post on Twitter, whenever you like make a trade, you add Twitter node over here. And what this agent will do, whenever you get alpha, and if it is verified, with sending you message on Telegram, it will also make you post. And for doing this, you need to do this and put your Twitter credentials and you are done. So this is the simplicity which we are bringing in creating powerful agents. If you talk about what kind of templates we have, you will get all variety of templates. If you want to build something on marketing, let's say you want to have an agent which, posts simultaneously on X and Farcaster, you get that. If you want to build a bot which takes any YouTube video, summarizes that, you get that. If you want to build, a BD Pokemon bot, which when we released to few beta users, they loved a lot. So it stays in your Telegram groups and sends you a message of all the daily messages. So imagine you are a BD, you are in 50 groups, you get a message from the bot at night saying, these are the messages which you have received in this groups. These are the talking points. This is what is happening. So the whole idea is how you can make your life easier using Skynet. Now, coming to what we can build right now is let's say we have a flow, it's called ACP provider agent template. So let's say you want to build a ACP agent. What are your options? Your options are, you first build the core logic of your agent, that what you want to offer to ACP network. It can be alpha, it can be new service. And then you read the documentation of ACP, you finalize how the whole thing works, and you integrate it. Now, what we have realized that in most of the cases, people are very easy. Even in vibe coding, building a single service is easier. But when you start combining things, it starts breaking. So we feel Skynet is perfect for that. So what you do is, let's say we are, I mean, what we are trying to show here is how you can build a logic and then connect it to ACP instantly. So what you need to do is you need to add these two nodes, which are listen node and deliver node. What this listen node does, it gives you any ACP task which is relevant for your agent. So let's say you tell your butler, or in Sandbox, you type out that, I need yields on base. And for this example, we are building a yield giving agent. So you get that request from ACP, you process that request over here using the tools over there. You can even expand it, and then you deliver that request back to the ACP network. And by doing all this, you get money, you get real revenue, which you can generate. So the whole idea is enabling people to build real productive agents as the product. And once your agent picks up, we will be more than happy to support and help you go on Genesis, come to streams like this, tell more people about what you have built, get more users, and get more money. So we want people who have good ideas, who have good experience in anything which they have done, which is their personal edge, help them monetize it. So that's it. I think maybe we can even show a live demo. What do you think, Hudah? Should we do a
Yeah.
live demo here?
Yeah, I think so.
So
And would it distract you if I threw random questions at you during?
no
Let's do
problem.
that. Let
Yeah,
me
then
fire off
perfect.
one because I'm curious. Just because when I saw the MCP, I guess tools, or there's some kind of custom MCP solution you have here, and like you
Yes.
already have all these MCP servers connected, which is wild. Okay, let's say I want to go build an agent that maybe trades NFTs or pulls me NFT floor prices and rarity and things like that. I know OpenSea recently launched an MCP server. Would it already be there? Is there some kind of process that happens to get that integrated here?
Right. So I will tell you what. I think we also have ACP. Sorry, OpenSea. We were trying that. So there are two things. We have built our own MCP client. It means most of the teams out there, they build MCP servers. Now, to call and interact with MCP servers, you need MCP clients. So far, everyone who has built MCP client, I think we should publicize this more. But okay, there are very few working MCP clients out there in the whole world. One, obviously, Claude Desktop, one Cursor, one VS Code, and these all are multi-billion-dollar companies. We have also built our own MCP client. What this allows us, it allows us to call any MCP server out there. So let's say, I think if there is an OpenSea MCP server, we can call that OpenSea MCP server by, putting this. Okay, not this is custom. Okay, so this using this particular node. So what happens in any MCP is the server publicizes the following details. Once we get these details, we select transport type, the MCP server ID, we can directly make a call. So to any MCP server out there. And I think I will have to look into to slams. I did not get time yesterday. Very sorry, but it would be easy. So even let's say there are any problem coming up, it would be sorted in no time. So the whole idea is, instead of us integrating a server each time, we have built the system where any MCP server can be called instantly.
Really cool. By the way, I like the modular interface of it. I love the drag
Yeah.
and drop. I love the picking of skills, which will get us into, we'll get to this after, but talking about, almost like a marketplace of these different skills and services. But we'll get to that part. But yeah, let's see if we can throw something together. What's kind of neat is, okay, I don't know if this is accurate or not, you tell me, but like, okay, like the autonomous hedge fund, right? We've got the swarms in that cluster and Axelrod's in it, and Loki's there, and Whack AI's there. Like, in a way, can you build out almost that same thing right here, like in a single agent? But you can almost, and then if so, you could customize it further by adding in other services that you're like, okay, I love that, the autonomous hedge fund, but if it had like glorious news and it did some trading based on, like some current news, I'm like, maybe that would make it a little better. So, in theory, you drag a module for that right in your, custom agent. Does that sound right? Am I thinking about this the right way?
Yep, 100%. And I think I would love to spill some alpha. Something of that sort is coming soon. So the whole idea is with our ACP integration, we I think I just showed in the previous example that we are able now to add external tools to all these very good agents. So you have a cluster which is very good at doing job, but you want to expand the cluster. Let's say you want, custom reminders for you personally on your Telegram. You build a flow, you add all those agents of cluster. Whenever anything happens, you get message on your Telegram. If you want to, add external tools to those clusters, like let's say you are a soul trench person, and you want VAC to do analysis of soul and soul tokens, you can do via here. So yeah, I mean, you take anything. So think of us like we connect to everything and everything connects to us. So you bring agents, you connect them to external tools, you get benefit of that agent. You combine different tools, make an agent, connect it to ACP and earn money, and help other agents be better. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What's
both
cool there
ways are
too,
very possible.
when we do when we talk MCP too, like, you guys, it's not just like agents that are here, like in the virtuals ecosystem we're familiar with. It can be like non-crypto MCP servers too, right? You
Yes,
can connect them and
yes.
make these like
Yeah,
next
and
level smart.
yes. So these tools, which are like Perplexity and bunch of different tools, the Google ones, this all we do use them in real life almost daily, but they are not related to Web3. So we have integrated them as well. So if you see, we have Perplexity, Brave, Exa, a lot of them. They are not Web3, but they are something which a lot of people, including me, use on daily basis. So any MCP tool, any agent that you can add.
Dude, I love it. All right. So I know for this one, I think you copied an existing one, or kind of, went into an existing one, and then, you dropped some additional things. But yeah, what does the process look like if you want to build something from scratch?
Perfect. So let me show that as well. Just give me a second. I'm authenticating my Telegram. Uh, I was trying to build this ACP agent, but yeah, now this is the best part. If you want to build something entirely from scratch, so you need to come to Skynet and you need to click on Create Agent. Once you click on Create Agent, you are free to choose any of all these different tools. And what you need to do is you need to, just connect. So for example, let's ideate. I was talking to, just before this call, and they were like, what would be the best way to, help me in doing better predictions on markets like Polymarket? I was like, 100%. Let me think about this, and, let's start building some flows. So let's say you want to, build anything which helps you do research for any particular market. You add Telegram you want to create a group in which anyone can, just call your bot and ask question. It's for you and your friends. Then what you do is, for the next step, you add perplexity. And then you add Brave. You use 2 or 3 different, search engines. Maybe you can also use Exa.
Will people know what to add,
does.
by the way? Like, is there just like a logical flow
Yes.
or any kind of pop-ups that are telling you, well, you're going to need something like this for that task?
Oh, right. So right now, people need to know about what kind of tool they want to add right now. But I think in the next quarter, mostly we always run ahead of our roadmap. So what we are going to introduce is chat to build. So you can, type in that I want to build a research agent, and you'll get a pop-up of all the research agents or research tools which you need, and it will be here. So
that's so cool.
That would be awesome. But for doing that, we need to build our own rack systems and do a bunch of things, which is quite a work. But yeah, we are on that before that public release, and very soon after public. Plus, after public release, we are also planning a upgrade. That all will happen in a month max. That will like make it very, very suitable for building trading agents particularly. So Hyperliquid is coming up. You can, do the pops and everything right from your Telegram and things like that.
Awesome.
So
in the meantime, copy an agent, but also I think you put out a tutorial, so there's guides out there too. And I can already tell you're pretty approachable if people, are trying to build something and have questions.
100%, guys. If you are building anything, just send me a DM or comment. Happy to help you because I have been doing this. And the sole reason we have adopted to this interface is while I was talking to people in, let's say, March, April with our repo, and we were like, why don't you build an agent with this? So for the very first basic template, we got good response. But the moment they have to start, using different components, they all were like, okay, I need to learn a new thing now. And I think this is what happened with AI 16Z as well. The framework is very, very strong. It's very powerful. But the problem is, does need time to understand the code base. Good amount of time. It's not just writing code, it's understanding code. And the moment they take a lot of time, I mean, the whole system becomes slow. So then we realized that, we need to be more approachable in our interface as well. So from there, we pivoted from just a repo and asking people to come fork it and build on top of that to this drag and drop builder, which is still powered by our same old framework, but now with much easier interface. And I know this is not 100% perfect. For some, it might look intimidating, but I would say better to start looking into it because over a period of time, it gonna get more simplified. And with the people we're talking to, even creating a templates is gonna be rewarding. So I mean a bunch of stuff. So here we were just talking about what you want to do if you want to build a research agent for prediction marketplace. You connect it to a few different things. Then you add a LM agent, let's say, to summarize all these 3 things, and then you get a response back in, let's say, Telegram, or you post on Twitter. So by doing this, what essentially happens is it saves you a lot of time of, you going through 5 different tools, doing 5 different things, analyzing everything, summarizing everything. So that's the goal. If anyone want, I mean, and I also believe everyone thinks in a way that, this is the input, that is the output, because that's how things has been from what we have been in middle school. So we follow the same format here. You just need to think what is input, what is output.
I was going to ask, is there a signal flow people have to be aware of? And it sounds like maybe they do. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I think you're saying what I was going to ask here. Like there is kind of a signal flow. Like there's an order you need to connect these in. With that, it would kind of make sense.
No. I mean, there is no order. So it's not like that, you need to start from specific and you need to end from specific. You need to just think that ultimately what you want input, as in you will be giving a agent a task. Now what will be your input can be any interface. It can be a text message via your SMS. It can be, well, let's say if you're a developer, you want to build website, it can be a website or an app. It can be ACP, that you want to serve ACP network, that whatever input would be coming from there, you can do that. It can be a Telegram message. It can be a Twitter DM. So it's like trigger that when, so imagine a agent like a person, how you're gonna convey to do the job. You have 10 different ways of doing that, right? You can go talk to him, you can message him, you can shout your heart out, sitting on top of building. So it just the different tools that you want to use, but it just needs to get that info. Once that info is passed, you need to think how to accomplish that task. So there is no order, just think how you're gonna give message and what is the interface you want to receive message on.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. So, so then this is like a prediction market companion here, right? Any other,
Yes.
which is cool as hell, man.
Ah,
And people should be gearing up for the prediction market wave that's kind of here
I
already.
mean,
But yeah, might be
yes,
smart.
we are planning something more on that. Can't reveal more, but I was talking to someone and he was like, "Bro, I'm loving this. I'm doing this for research, but if you do XYZ, then I'd be like, that would be super." And then it rang my bell. Like, yeah, I mean, we can do that. We already have this thing. It's called Fetch Tool. So, you can interact with any API. So if any developer is seeing this, they know what I'm talking about. So all the prediction markets have APIs. You can connect that, maybe manage positions, do a bunch of things. So we are actively exploring this and we'll be dropping something very soon.
Man, so cool. Okay, so if you're still building, keep going. And but if it's complete,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
curious,
yeah.
like, what does it look like to then, like, well, it's kind of on the screen, even
Okay.
testing it and seeing if it works and how well it's doing.
Okay. So I think let me go back to mm, provider. And so the very first thing is you need to come to, if you want to build a ACP agent, you need to come to virtuals and you need to select uh, that you want to build a ACP agent. Doing this doesn't, I mean, you don't need to write code here. You just need to click on register your agent and you fill all these details. Once you fill all these details, you get two things which you need from here. Yes. So these two things are, you need your agent wallet address and your agent private key. So this is what you get from virtuals. And once you get this, we have a logic already built, so it'd be good. So just give me a second. I will get these two things from the virtuals platform.
Yep. Man, so cool. So I'm thinking already. I don't know if it can do this yet, and if not, if it's something it'll be able to do, soon and down the road. But right back to the agent I launched a year ago that couldn't do what I wanted, which was ultimately I wanted it to be able to grab me news, be like a companion to my show. I want like an avatar for my agent. I want to bring it on the show as a co-host. I want to be able to talk to it. And look, I don't think there's a lot of products that do that well yet, so I think it's too early, but I can already picture in the Skynet ecosystem where I might be able to build that at some point, right? Some kind of tool out there that has like the 3D rendered avatar. Another one that has the news feed. Maybe that's where I drag in the Gloria agent. Maybe I drag in like my YouTube channel, whatever connects it to my videos already. You know what I mean? You just kind of putting all the pieces in place. And again, I can see it down the road where I'll never be able to dev that out myself. Never. But through a system like this is exactly where I could do it. So I see the potential there. It's pretty spicy.
100%, 100%. Because uh, I mean, I'm also not what you say, very hardcore developer. I am more of a product person. So I have been product manager my whole life. And after using this and AI, I believe that it is really important for all of us. You feel a different kind of satisfaction that, uh, when you are able to see whatever ideas that were your mind coming to life using different tools out there. So that is pretty fun. So,
I've been skimming, looking
okay.
through some of the names here and the previous screen where you were selecting some of the templates out there, seeing if I recognize any names, any like alpha coming up. It's so interesting. So all of a sudden, though, guys, like, look, ACP, awesome. I think we all believe in where that's going, man. But it's so early, and part of the problem is there's not enough agents there, and they're not easy to build. That's what we were talking about at the beginning. They're not. And when you have the agent, getting it ACP ready is a whole other step. That again, it's not easy. In fact, when like Autonomous Hedge Fund and the Media House, first launched, remember the initial announcement had tons of agents listed. The first iteration when it went live, maybe a quarter of those agents actually went live right off the bat, and part of that was like some of the teams just didn't have it ready to connect to ACP yet. So you have very skilled teams out there who still, it still takes that extra work to dev it out to get it to that point. And having something here where maybe devs that couldn't get it ACP ready maybe could if they built it in this environment, it's a big unlock, and it gets that ACP ecosystem populated, and we get that much closer to that environment where we have these autonomous agents doing that thing we were hoping, trading autonomously, building autonomously, just transacting. And this feels like an important tool to get us there, like an important step.
I mean, very, very true that, ACP is something that if you see from agent team's POV, since we are essentially building an infra, so for us it was more of like it will make our platform more robust. It will bring in more features and bringing a whole new set of builders to us. But for many platforms, they need to focus a lot onto their existing, I would say, tech, that what the core platform is offering. So while focusing on that, integrating something else becomes a little bit of challenge, and it becomes more challenging in Web3, where it's hard to build really good dev teams, that teams that sip continuously, uh, I would say, becomes a little bit harder. So that is the whole point, that I personally feel that ACP will be a lot of agents now, because we have been talking to Virtual's team, and we are getting a lot of support, and they were like, this is something that a lot of teams needed before this, but we're like, anyhow, this is how the next wave of ACP builders will be onboarded, because right now they just need to think of and take care of their core
Yeah.
things, and rest everything will be handled by us.
Well, dude, to
So
that
I
point
think
too, Virtuals like is supporting the builders in the ecosystem, right? That are helping them flesh out and grow out this product, right? And this seems like such a big like this seems pretty important. Have you had conversations? You said you have been, but like, could we maybe one day see Virtuals like integrate this much more deeply, like on the platform? Because again, it just makes sense.
uh,
It's how many people want to come here and build, and like we've been saying the whole, like, just can't. Maybe they just need that little
uh,
extra tool, and this is the thing.
yeah, I mean, I can say that I can't comment a lot, but a very good convo is going on. And, this actually, you are very true. This actually makes sense, that we allow a whole set of new builders to come into virtual, who are able to, just play around, maybe build the first agent in the 10 minutes. And even that agent which they have built in 10 minutes generate a revenue of even $50. That gives them motivation to, work a lot harder,
Mhm.
because whenever they see that, okay, right now my agent is commerce ready, it can accept the jobs, then we will be seeing how I see this rolling out, that for a particular job there will be tons of different agents, and all of them will be competing against each other to get those jobs, because with the wealth effect which is happening in virgins, I know there has been a lot of conversations going around with Genesis. So that is a altogether different thing. But the people, the community which had stuck with virtuals and its projects since, let's say, last December, November, October, they need these tools, right? They believe in this. And uh, I think the very first time when we announced this, we got few of the people talking about us. And one thing I liked the most about the virtuals community is they understand product. I mean, and to be honest, there are very few teams which I mean, there are very few ecosystem which understand product and values product. Because the kind of even when we ran campaign on Amplify, I was little bit like, okay, what this people will write, because I don't really know, because on your TL you see very few people writing detailed analysis. Rest of the people, they are just writing gibberish most of the time. But I was proved wrong here. People were actually, I mean, breaking down, uh, taking analogies that what is oil and how it ran the whole industrial revolution, how industrial revolution cut down the time to build a car to few minutes. It resulted in this, so this is how the agent economy can be. I mean, I loved all those.
Dude,
So
Virgin
100%.
community is built different. Like
Yeah,
it's a
they
different
they
community
they
and
are
it's a
built
great one.
different.
Yeah.
They are built different. So okay, I think our agent is deployed now. Our agent, I mean, what I have done, and the whole work has been done just over the last few minutes. Uh, I took my credentials from virtuals. I can so okay. So this wait. Okay. So I had this random Tether logo, so I used that. I connected my X and Telegram. That took most of the time in the whole process. Then I selected that service which I need to give, which I said as yield, that I will be giving out yields to whoever asks me. And that's it. I was done, and my agent got deployed, and I used DeFi Llama. And I just wrote here that fetch the yield on base. Maybe better I will write fetch the best yields, because maybe that people would be paying on. Uh, or yeah, that would be cool. And I will redeploy it. I'm redeploying it for 12 hours, and let's see. Compilation is done. Once it is compiled, it is deployed. I think we would be able to send some live requests and see some action happening onto the ACP itself.
And does this show up right in the sandbox?
Yes, this is, since this is the new agent, it will be on Sandbox. So if you see, we have, given this whenever you deploy a agent using ACP, we have this thing which test ACP seller, which allows you to test your agent at whether it is working, it is not working. So I think we just need to wait for this to become active. Sometime it's Docker image. So by the way, we use decentralized compute benefit. So everything gets deployed on Spheron. So we don't really know, number one, we encrypt your data. Number two, we store in decentralized compute. So there is no way of even us having the info of your private key or anything. So the system is end-to-end secure, plus it's decentralized. So there is no way that anyone can go and any hack can happen. Even one thing goes wrong, they are everywhere, right? So that
Interesting.
is our deployment.
Yeah, one of those steps I think you had to enter your agent key, and I wasn't sure if that's the same as a private key for a wallet, and if so, I was curious again about access to it, from the Skynet side. And you're saying there is no access to it?
No, there is no access. It's end-to-end encrypted. So we do not store, your private keys or any of your data. What we do is we build an image of all these connections which you do, and your all the keys and everything. It's secured. Another, I mean, it's deployed along with the whole flows in real time, and we encrypt it end to end. So even when it goes into the server, it goes as encrypted, and the whole image gets processed. So we
Interesting.
can't even know that what is your key and how it works.
Very cool. Okay, very cool.
Okay, so I think I always say that sometime the demo gods are not happy.
Huh.
This is the reason why we need to work little harder and before our public launch. So let me just redeploy it.
Yep. And in the meantime, okay, so the cost to deploy an
Yeah.
agent, right? Because we do have people then that aren't experienced devs that will have devs too using this too, right? But so if you're new to this, maybe not confident, I know sometimes I'm not going to touch a tool because for me it's gonna be I'm like I'm going to spend $500 just to realize I can't do it. Like it's not going to work for me. But this, I heard the price yesterday, I was shocked. But yeah, let people know what does it
Yeah,
cost to launch
I
the
mean, okay. So you can get started in building agents. So $10 is something which will give you a ton of different experiments running and up. So if you talk about this particular flow, which I have built, it's very simple. And we do not take any deployment cost. What we charge on the basis of per execution on the per execution for this particular agent, you will be charged $0.002. So in $1, this agent can run how many? 500 times. Sorry, 50 times.
Cool. So like upfront cost to just deploy the agent or initially launch
Yeah,
it, and then it's
exactly.
just a
It's
small
very, very
slice of
low.
the fee,
Yes.
kind of along the way.
Yeah,
Okay. Dude, it's
correct.
spicy. That's really cool. Yeah.
So I think I can test what is happening. I mean, something is wrong for sure. Or might be it is. There are some times where it goes to, let's say, I mean there are everything pros and cons of decentralized compute. So if this goes to a server which is like overpopulated or things like that, it becomes a little difficult to make that active.
Well, then, dude,
So
this
anyhow,
is the beauty of the
in
community because
most,
they get that, right?
yeah,
Like they
yeah.
totally get the what the building
Exactly.
side looks
So
like.
I mean, we also want to 100% transparent over there. That how we are building with you all, and it's not just all the shiny things; it's all the struggles as well.
Yeah.
That what needs to go into the product before it released on a hyper scale, or before that devs and the team start making a lot of noises. We really value that. So I think sometimes it may take 5 or 10 minutes before it becomes active based on the deployment. But anyhow, this is a process, and this is how your agent can be built. And this active inactive, if we wait 5 or 10 minutes, let's say, if it happens all right, or else, I mean, I can obviously we have the same guide onto our guides docs, so you can go and see that we have a lot of guides coming up and a lot of different use cases coming up. Few I would say very good convos going on, and I would say that uh, whoever is here listening to this, they should consider one thing, that we did not launch in Jan when there was hype, because we felt there needs to be a lot of work, and now we are here in the market, means we have a plan. So trust the team, try out the product, and be with Sky, because a lot of good things are on the way.
Dude, I'm a fan of you, and it's it's the teams I bet
Oh,
on. I say this every
thank you.
show. It's the teams because like all these products sound amazing. Like on paper, they all sound amazing, but I
Yeah,
don't believe that we're
100%.
gonna realize those white papers until I meet the team, and this is one I do. Like I believe it. So, dude, I freaking love it. Rapid fire, just like maybe last one or two questions.
Yeah.
Simple, the drag and drop. I love it. I get it. It makes so much sense. If you do have a more experienced dev who does want to get in there and really kind of like dev this thing out, is there a nice mix where you can actually like kind of code this too?
Right. So we have not allowed anyone to, expose the APIs over here, but that's in part. And to be honest, we have not encountered a lot of people like that. So if you're a developer who want to do this, just send us a message and we'll be more than happy to do that. So what you can essentially do, you can build your whole backend over here, all the logic, all the interactions, and then you can open the APIs, and from the front end you can run your agent. So that is 100% possible, but not yet enabled.
Okay, I dig it. And then last question, Sky token, utility, do you need to hold a certain balance to launch agents here, make, copy agents that are existing over there? Yeah, so basically utility for the Sky token.
Yes. So the very first utility is every time this agent is gonna run, it's gonna consume Sky. So that is one thing which is the biggest. Second, right now we are in beta, so a stake to create agent is not live. But as we launch the public platform, obviously you will need to hold a bunch of Sky tokens to do that. The second, all the templates which you see right now, many other premium templates are coming up where Sky would be needed to that. So, platform wise, everything consumes Sky. On top of that, I think just after our public launch, which we are planning for this month end or early next week, October first week or so, max. So we have a burn model. So each time someone will be paying us Sky to, build agents or run agents, or certain portions of that will be burned so that, we reduce the overall supply and, you know, let the community enjoy.
Yeah.
So
I dig it. And then I just noticed too, there's no lockup, on these tokens right now, which means, guys, like, right, if you buy a token and you're kind of on Virtual's concern, there's gonna be a lock date where it unlocks some holders are gonna dump token. You don't have that here. So just had to point that out. Dude, again, it just looks so cool. And these agents that launch and go in ACP, if you build one, you earn revenue through ACP if people find that useful and they, are putting it to work. So dig into this ecosystem, man. I encourage you spend some time and go read through the white paper, get on the site and poke around and hop in you said a TG you have? I think you got a
yes,
Telegram.
we
Yeah.
we do have yeah. Yeah,
Hop,
we
yeah,
we do
hop in
have
there.
our
Just
Telegram community. So yeah, just come here, ask questions, get to know more about that. Happy to answer all kind of questions that what our plans, whatever is there, you will get to know in the TG.
yeah, dude, really, really cool. I like it a ton. Come back whenever you have updates. When the platform's live, come back and if you want to show
100%,
it off and we
100%.
build out an agent, then maybe we got the Slam AI data like loaded up in there, and we
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
do,
yeah,
do
yeah,
some
yeah.
wizardry shit. It'll be awesome. So yeah, again, open door always, guys. Follow Skynet on X. It's Skynet XBT. I'm gonna drop it in the chat for you guys. Give them a follow. They're streaming this too, so throw a like on that video and give it some love. Sarab, follow here as well. I'm going to drop his X in your chat. Dude, thank you for coming on. Had a great time chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you,
And
man. Let's plan. Sorry, I did not get time yesterday. Even my dad was busy with something. So that CryptoSlam thing we are gonna picking up this weekend, obviously. And let me try this. Let me ping you, and maybe we can plan a stream for that very very soon
yeah,
because I have to look for that, and we'll be doing that
let's
100%.
do some cooking for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, 100%,
That'll
100%.
be awesome. Thanks again, man. Guys, follow
Yeah,
also the Swarm. Get us at the Swarm_AI and subscribe over on YouTube. It's CryptoSlam on that side. Tomorrow we have our Predict Base show, right? So we're going to get into prediction markets. We'll talk about what they're doing on that side. We'll cover the weekend virtuals. And of course, Cats Fanatic is going to join as our co-host. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Can't wait. Guys, we'll see you later. Have a great day.
great
Goodbye.
day. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Thank you.